So if you've never been here before, my name is Abigail. I am 30 years old and we're going to be reading Binding 13. Because TikTok and BookTube girlies made me want to read it. It's going to ruin my life, I fear. Although, I don't know, because I am 30, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to relate to people in high school still. I'm not in that time of my life. Haven't been in that time of my life for a long time. We're going to give it a bash and we're going to see. I'm already about 40 pages in. Super easy read so far. I've never read anything else by Chloe Walsh. I don't know if she has like other books out or if this is like her only series. Very, very easy reading so far. I'm just up at the point where the two main characters of Shannon and Johnny have met one another. So I'm very excited. One thing I will say is I will be giving mostly spoiler-free comments throughout this whole video, but at the end there will be a dedicated section for spoiler time. So I've literally not done an update all day. I am 126 pages in. This is where I am. The next chapter that I'm going to read is called Explosive Diarrhea, so that sounds like great fun. There's not really much has happened so far in the first 126 pages. They're kind of just pining over one another. I don't really know. I mean, it is a big book, so I know that there's a lot more story to come. Shannon and Johnny, the two main characters, have met, and that's it. I'm really enjoying it though, and it's so easy to read. Like when I have been reading it, I'm flying through it. My partner is on night shift again, so I'm gonna spend the rest of my evening reading this, and I'll probably continue reading it in bed tonight as well before I go to bed. I might actually go to bed when he goes to work, single digit bedtime, and just continue reading it because I am really enjoying it. So yeah, this is how far we are. Love the pining and the yearning. Chloe Walsh's writing is very easy to read. It's very relatable stuff. We're trying again because I had the microphone upside down. Managed to get to 375 pages last night. I feel like this book is one of those that you feel like you've maybe only read 10 pages when you've actually read 40. And it's like my brain completely switches off and I'm just taken in. And I don't know if it's because the majority of the books that I read are fantasy books. So it's a lot of information, it's a lot of info dumping, it's a lot of world building. Whereas with this, it's contemporary, so there's not really a lot of world building to be done. I'm really enjoying it. I really like it. That's the only thing I will say is Johnny's a yapper. His chapters are so long. One of his chapters was like 34 pages long, and I was like, dude, come on. But I'm really enjoying it. All the stuff with Shannon's family is like quite upsetting. I think that's a spoiler because it's on the blurb, I think, but it's quite like sort of seeing what Shannon goes through like on a day-to-day basis is quite hard. And then you've sort of got the flip side of like Johnny's a rugby player and he's wanting to be like go professional and all that kind of stuff, and it's really interesting to see like from his point of view. Enjoying it. I thought I'd brought my book with me, but I haven't. I must have left it at home. So I've got one client left for today, and then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna read some more. And yes, I am wearing the same hoodie as yesterday. What about it? So I only have the bonus chapter left. So in terms of like Goodreads and Storygraph, I'm finished. I didn't expect to finish this today. I expected to be able to give more updates on like how I was feeling about it. So maybe I just do this for the whole series because this was supposed to be just me reading this one book. I am speechless. Many people said to me, oh, get your tissues, get your tissues. I don't think that what I just read has like hit the emotional center of my brain. Like I am in like freeze mode, completely shocked at what happened. I can't even, like, what? Anyway, if you are somebody who has not read this book, now is your time. So specifically Binding 13. If you haven't read Binding 13, then please do not watch this bit. Skip to the next bit. I really enjoyed this book. I found the relationship between Johnny and Shannon very endearing, and it was, like I said before, it's very reminiscent of like young love, not really knowing how to communicate. Like you've dipped your toe into a somewhat adult life, and or you're starting to form your own opinions, you're starting to feel more adult, but just like emotionally, you know, you're obviously nowhere near there. And I found it very sweet, and just like how protective he was of her. The whole like who hurt you thing is a love of mine because trauma, and I just want someone to protect me. I really liked it. I loved Gibbsy, like I said at the start, loved Gibbsy the whole way through. It was 7 pages of description of how rugby works, ending with Shannon's dad. Wow. I was in shock the whole time. Like my partner was trying to talk to me, and I was like, you have to stop. You have to, like, I have to keep reading. You have to stop. I'm so sorry. It was so shocking. I mean, it was, you knew something like that was coming, right? Like you knew that was that was not, maybe not necessarily like to that extent, but you knew something bad was going to happen with him. Kind of like preempted a few times. She was like, he's gonna kill me, or he's gonna get close. That was crazy. And I feel like if I'd read this like as somebody at high school, I would have been so angry at her mum. And I think sort of that inner teenager in me is very angry at her mum. But I think as you get older, like you realize that, you know, like somebody could be an absolute bastard, but that doesn't mean it's easy to leave. It was sort of her love for who the dad used to be, seemed to be controlling everything rather than who he was now. Her brother, Joey, I thought he was great too. Such a good character. I loved that he got on with Johnny like immediately. This did not feel like a 700 odd page book. So it's 789 before the bonus chapter. It didn't feel like 700, nearly 800 pages at all. I flew through this literally yesterday and today. And usually with 800 page books, it would take me a while. I will definitely be reading the rest of this series for sure. I'm currently getting ready to go on a walk with my friend, but after I've been on this walk, I'm gonna go and get Keeping 13. Whoa, aggressive. So I guess that's what's happening today. Literally not stopped thinking about it. I don't know why I'm putting makeup on. We're literally going on a dog walk. I'm peeling this off by myself now. I should have just done a full face because now this looks insane. Anyway, actually good for my boyfriend Goose, the dog. So I'm back from my walk. We went like around like the river and the walls where I lived, because we lived in a walled town. So we walked around there and it was very lovely. Went to Greg's, but I also went to the work. So I want to show you the damage. I didn't get a lot. It was just the rest of the series, to be honest. This is what we're doing now. This is our new hyperfixation, is this series. We have Keeping 13, Saving 6, Redeeming 6, Taming 7. So I better get a crack on, honestly. You seem to have caught me in a very compromising position. We're talking about this bad boy. So I am 156 pages in. So I've read this much, have this much to go. Again, I feel like I'm devouring it. Like, I feel like I fly through it when I'm reading it. Although, like, I know I keep saying, like, not a lot is happening. Obviously, a lot is happening, but it's like a slower paced book. And I'm really surprised that for a slower paced book, I'm as engaged as I am. Because normally if the pace is slow, baby, I'm not interested. You couldn't pay me to be interested. I'm still really enjoying it. I find it really hard to be able to talk about books without spoiling them. What do I say other than I'm still enjoying it? I still like it. Love the story. I don't know what to say. Yeah. So I haven't filmed anything today and I feel very bad. So I've reached the 200 page mark. I am very much still enjoying, like, again, I don't want to like give anything away like plot wise if you've not read this series before, but I just want to say Shannon's mother is enraging me. From a grown-up's perspective. I understand the whole thing about her and Johnny. I get it, but it doesn't make it like not annoying. Like, the way that she's going on, like, it's just so frustrating. It's like, us as the reader, we know that Johnny isn't the person that she thinks that he is, and she makes a lot of comments about Johnny being this particular type of person, and that's just not the case. And it's so upsetting because he's not like that. He's not like that, not my Johnny. Johnny is too nice of a boy, too sweet of a boy, too in love with Shannon. Like, and she just can't seem to see that, or she's refusing to see that. It just is frustrating. I'm going to keep reading in bed and see how we go. I would love to say that I'll take some clips when I'm in bed, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like I'm probably going to be updating you tomorrow being like, I finished it. I'm also very aware of the fact that I decided for myself that I was going to upload videos on a Sunday, and it's currently Friday, and I thought like, oh, I'll be able to finish the whole series in a week. No, not a chance. I'm going to go to bed and carry on reading this. 23%. Let's see how we go from here. I would say, can you believe it is the next day? But I'm definitely looking at a lot more worse for wear. So it's currently Saturday evening, and I have spent the rest of today finishing Keeping 13. This book was heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, gutting. My mind is all over the place. We're going to jump right into spoiler time right now. So if you don't want to hear spoiler time about this, fast forward a little bit. This was crazy. The whole stuff with her dad disappearing and then like checking himself in that thing and then like coming back in the fire, and oh my god, that whole scene where Johnny goes back into the house, I felt physically sick. And the mum just being like, take them. Honestly, that was her, like, although it was awful what happened to her, that was like her redemption for me. I do understand that she was a victim of domestic violence. Like, I'm an adult, I do understand that, like, it's all very complicated and it's not as simple as just to like leave, but my thoughts and feelings about Shannon's mum are very complicated. And then the whole business of Johnny singing Here Comes the Sun to her, I really don't think I'm going to ever be able to hear Here Comes the Sun without crying. I was sobbing. Like, I was in a state. All of it. Oh my god. For me, this book was 5 stars. 5 stars. And I'm so happy that it ended, like, that this book ended well for Johnny and Shannon both. And for the kids and just all of it. I feel like I've been on an emotional roller coaster day today. I am knackered. It's taken me all day, like all day. So I don't take that as like, oh yeah, just bashed out 600 pages. That's not what I'm trying to say. It took me literally all day and I wasn't doing anything else because I don't have kids and I like have house rabbits, so it's not like I had to like take a dog on a walk or whatever. I literally sat on my arse all day and read one book. I don't even know what else to say. I feel like I'm in just complete like this. After reading this is how I felt after Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, and that I'm so deeply ingrained in the lore now that I feel like every other one, they're just like up there, but like every other one of these books I feel like is just going to be a 5 because I'm so ingrained in it and I just know. I don't know whether to carry on reading the series and just read right through or to read something else, but I'm completely in shock, I think. Very precariously there. So let's hope you stay. Trying to get back on track. It is mid-morning. It is 11:45, so it's past mid-morning. It's nearly lunchtime. I'm still in my hoodie. It's a Sunday. Don't judge me. So we're gonna continue on with Saving Six. I can't remember how much I said about Saving Six last night. I feel like I had spent all day reading, so I just wasn't formulating words. So you might not even have a proper review of Keeping 13. But if you don't know, this book follows Joey and Aoife, and yeah, it sounds very good. It's 623, so it is significantly shorter than the first two, which were both over 800 pages. We get 200 pages less, but we do get 2 Joey books. And then the last one, Saving Seven, is about Gibbsy. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. But I am very excited about reading about Joey. He was one of my favourite characters in the first 2 books. So I'm really excited about this. So we're just going to get to reading. Listen, I warned you that I'm not an aesthetic girly. I did. I warned you. I told you that I was. So no comments about this, please. I read a big chunk of the book yesterday. Couldn't put it down. Literally spent the whole day on the sofa reading with brown noise in my headphones. Absolutely obsessed. I love reading Joey's story. I love Aoife so much. She's just like, I can't. However will I move on from Aoife is all I want to say. However will I move on. I'm honestly determined to read them all back to back because I'm flying through them so quickly. I don't think I'll be able to fly through the next 2 as quickly because I'm back to work. But I mean, saying that, does that really mean anything? I'm still going to be taking them to work and reading them between clients and stuff, so oh well. But just know the tension between these 2. Damn. They're just so cute, so adorable. They're so in love with one another. Like, my heart can't take it. I've still not read any more of Stephen 6, but I am going to go and sit down and do that now. I tidied the kitchen. It doesn't normally look like this, let me tell you. If you could see this side of the kitchen, woof. But this bit's tidy because this is the background that I need. But I just wanted to say, if you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching, and making these videos has actually been really fun for me. It's something that I've wanted to do for a really long time, and I've sporadically done it sort of in and out over the years and not really known where my place was online. And Mummy's mad. But basically, I've just not known where I sort of wanted to find my place online. And I've like tried nails, I've tried makeup, and I love those things. But I don't think I have enough to talk about when it comes to them. Whereas when it comes to like books, TV shows, films, all those kinds of things, I could yap forever. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't found me because of my TikTok, and I feel like it is probably only people that I know or people that I know through TikTok that have seen this. But if you don't, I have TikTok accounts. I have Plot Girly. If you want to see that. I'm so awkward. How do people do this? So I've only read to 479. So I've not really read that much more since I saw you last. I do apologise about my rabbit tearing apart the cardboard box that's there, but I really do not have the mental capacity to deal with her. I've just made myself a mocha. I'm going to carry on reading. I feel like I've hit a bit of a wall with it, and it's not because I'm not enjoying the story, because I am. I think it's because I know that I've got Redeeming 6 next, and 1, I know what's coming in the story in terms of like what happens with Shannon and stuff, so I'm a bit nervous about that. But 2, like, it's 900 pages. Looks smaller than this book, and it looks smaller than Binding 13, but somehow it is 900 pages. So I'm a bit apprehensive about it, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. Like, I do want to carry on, but then I know what my brain's like, and 900 pages is so long. I've got the last book in the Kindred Curse saga sitting on my Kindle waiting to be read, but I can't read it because it's 1,000 pages, and that's so many pages. I've made it this far. I can't not read the last 2 books, and I want to get to Gibbsy's book, but 900 pages? That's a lot, babe. Cheryl, my neighbour, is staring right at me. That's so great for me. Yes, this is the same hoodie as I was wearing yesterday. And no, I don't have a brown. So if we could just like not pay attention to what's happening here. I really have to do my dishes because the kitchen is currently like not in the best of states. As you can see, well, I mean, this bag's empty. But I bought 2 books today, and I know that this is like a Boys of Tommen like reading vlog, but I just wanted to show you what I got. So I got The Suspect by Rob Rinder. I also read The Trial by him, and it was really, really good. Well, I listened to it, and it was really good. This is only like 325 pages. So nice little sort of quick read. His writing is amazing, and I love Judge Rinder. And then I also got The Women by Kristen Hanna. These were both on the club card deal in Tesco. They were $4.50 each. I have heard such great things about Kristen Hanna's writing, specifically about this book, The Women. I'm very, very excited to read this and to see like how it goes. What else was I going to say? So I've read to page 92. I'm finished part 1. I think there's 6 parts as far as I'm aware in this, and so I've read part 1. Oh no, there's 12 parts. Fuck me. Okay. I am still enjoying it. I still really enjoy it. The sheer size of it is intimidating me. 900 pages. I know I said this yesterday, but like 900 pages. I want to do some jobs so I don't feel like shit for sitting on my arse and reading. I also have soup to make as a starter for our dinner tonight. So I'm gonna do the dishes, I think, and then put that on because it's freezing. So I feel like I'm gonna have dinner early. This is spoiler time. That, like, just so you know, this is spoiler time. I'm not finished. I'm only, like, I'm not even 200 pages in yet. But it's spoiler time. I cannot stand the accidental pregnancy trope. And here we are with my two of my favourite, like, book characters, Joey and Aoife. Here we fucking are. Are you kidding me? It might just be because I don't want spawn of my own, and the thought of having accidental spawn is stress inducing. But, like, I cannot deal. Genuinely cannot deal. Like, what do you, she's 18, like, what do you mean she's 18? What do you mean? I just, does not compute, cannot comprehend. This angle and things is bad, but, like, humour me for a second. Like, I'm so gutted, like, for both of them. Like, this, obviously, you know, like, a baby's a baby, and like, it's set in Ireland, so, like, they're gonna have it, but like what? I know that they will be great parents, but equally, because of their age, I am devastated for them. Like, I just can't even think about it. I've had to come make myself a mocha, do you know what I mean, to calm down, because there's just no way. Like, what do you mean? And by the way, like, if you don't use this Lindt hot chocolate, what are you doing? I just, like, it's annoyed me so much, and I am going to finish reading it, like, of course I am, but at the same time, like, I'm just raging, like, about it all. I can't believe it. Not my Aoife Malloy, like, not my Aoife Malloy. What do you mean? And then I'm also worried about the dad's reaction, not Tony, because I know for a fact that like, Aoife's dad is a king, and Tony would, you know, would never do anything untoward. But, like, Joey's dad, like, how the hell is he going to react to this? I really can't. This has given me a lot of ammo for my book club video. It really is. I feel like I'm gonna have to spend all of March revisiting every single book and trying to figure out all of my shit that I have to unpack with these books, because just every single one has my absolute life. What do you mean she's pregnant? I'm in full-on shock and awe and horror. I mean, I knew something else was going to happen, but, like, not this, like, you know what I mean? I needed to come on and do spoiler time early, because I am in absolute guttural shock and horror. So I am about 50% of the way through Redeeming 6, and I'm going to Scream into the Void. My God. I want to leave spoiler time till spoiler time, because I broke the rules yesterday. I did spoiler time early, but honestly, the rage I felt, I did not get to sleep until like 2 in the morning, because I had to keep reading, because just the rage inside me, I could not believe it. What was happening? There's so many things that we need to unpack when it comes to spoiler time, and there are many things that, like, today I'm going to write down that I need to cover specifically for this book in the book club video, because I don't think I'm ever gonna emotionally recover from this book, and I do not say that lightly. I say that as a girlie who was deeply and traumatically affected by Magnolia Parks. Chloe Walsh, how fucking dare you? And I've still got half of this book and all of Gibbsy's book to read. So I'm gonna try and get this done, and then, like, get this finished today. Fingers crossed. It's a lot to read in not a lot of hours, but I'm going to try and get it finished today. and then get Gibbsy's book finished because I want to be able to post this on Sunday. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I want to try. So many thoughts and feelings about it. I need to go to work. Hey, I made it to work. I've got like 20 minutes before Megan comes, so I'm gonna finish my little chilled coffee and eat this. I don't think I'll have time to read anymore before she comes in. So I have made it to the part in Redeeming 6 where we're caught up to the end of Binding 13. So if you've read Binding 13, then you know the deal with that. I'm supposed to be at work in like 45 minutes because I had like a split shift today, and I genuinely don't know if I'm going to be able to cope reading Joey's point of view of the end of Binding 13. It's taken a lot for me to get this far and to not have a complete and utter breakdown. And trust me, it's brewing, but I just know for a fact that this is going to shatter me to see what happens from his point of view with Shannon, and then to see his just absolute meltdown after that, and knowing what comes in keeping 13 and seeing that from his point of view, and also knowing like from Shannon's point of view what he goes through. Like there's so much to unravel with these books, and there's so much like to it, to see the same story played out through different characters' point of views, and for it to still be entertaining and still be like captivating and still be meaningful and deep and all the things. Good English. All the things, like it's just like I'm completely blown away by this series, and I've still got half of this book to go and a whole other one for Gibbsy, which we all know I'm very excited about. At work today. Well, I was at work yesterday. I'm at work every day. Who am I kidding? But I only have a couple of clients in today, but one of them is going to be like a 3-hour appointment, so you know, she's also my best friend and I hold her out for content, so maybe we should probably properly film it and put the whole video on YouTube. Could you imagine? 3-hour fucking nail appointment. I dyed my eyebrows and eyelashes at work last night, and they're a bit dark, so I feel like I'm constantly just looking at myself. But I only read maybe a couple of chapters last night. I didn't read a lot. I ideally wanted to finish the series by Sunday, so then I could like have it all sorted for Thursday. Oh, today's Thursday. The book club video is going up today. Sorry, this has turned into a mukbang. So, anyway, I've got a lady in, and then I have B in for her nails and bestie nail time. And then I've got a big gap. So I'm hoping in that big gap, well, I say big gap, by the time I'm finished B's nails, it's probably not going to be a big gap. But I've got a gap, and I'm hoping to get some of my book read then as well. The lighting is awful, so I do apologise, but it is nighttime. know what time, 7:30, so it's dark. I've just finished Redeeming 6. The way that this book has actually broken me to my very core. I cried so many times reading this. Like, I can't even comprehend what I read in this 900-page absolute destruction of my emotions. Honestly, sobbing. Let's get into spoiler time for this book. I spent the majority of this book, as I said, crying, and all of it was mainly about Joey not believing that he was worth anything. Literally any time that he felt like he was unworthy, which was all the time, I cried. And every time we tried to push Eva away, it made me angry. And then when Johnny's dad turned up at the police station to bail him out after he got arrested, and he was like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm here. I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting your corner. That made me want to throw up. Like, physically made me want to throw up. I just started sobbing, tears. Like, do you know that way when you're crying that you're not like, it's just water pouring out your eyes? That's how I felt. And then when he went to rehab, oh my God, horrific. And his brother Darren can take a flying fuck at himself. Like, I don't care if everybody's made their peace with Darren. I personally will never have made my peace with Darren. I understand in the sense of like me as like a 30-year-old, if it was like, I have a cousin who's like just turned 19. If it was her, like, I can see where he's coming from, but like also like he wasn't listening to him. Like, and it was so frustrating because obviously you're reading it from Joey's point of view, so you can see how upset he is and see how frustrated he's getting. And I was just like, why the fuck were you listen to him? Like, you left him. Like, you fucking left him. Like, he's the one that's been here this whole time. He's the one that's been here, like, for his mum, taking punches for his mum. And you've not been there. Like, you literally don't even know. Beef with his mum is just like a whole other thing. I'm very conflicted with my beef with his mum. Because I can wholeheartedly understand that she was also a victim, and no decision that she made can be considered like rational thought because she was a victim and she was being abused this whole time. But it was so devastating to see her not want to fight for her kids or not able to fight for her kids. Peanut Gallery, can we just chill? Don't get me wrong, I'm so happy that it ended well, but I feel like I'm just left with this like, you see, I'm broken here. It was already devastating seeing it from Shannon's point of view, like seeing that, but then to also have to see it all from Joey's point of view and see what Joey went through to protect his siblings, even though like he couldn't protect them all the time, and how guilty he felt for not being able to protect them all the time, and just like having to be that person for everyone, and then to see the drug use and all that, like it was just devastating. That being said, we're officially moving on to Taming 7. And I fear that this may be the one that is, well, I mean, that pushed me, this pushed me over the edge. This is sending me sailing down the river. I am about 50 pages in to this, and I already know that this is just going to break my heart, because already hearing stuff, like obviously from everybody else's point of view, you see Gibbsy as this like happy-go-lucky, like inappropriate comment making, like daft boy, and already his just like inner monologue and just how like Claire calls it like his mask, And it's so true, like when he's alone, when he's with her, he's himself. It's the only time he's himself. And then as soon as it's like he's around other people, it's like the Gibbsy mask comes on. And I just know for a fact that it's gonna hurt my feelings. But it's the same with, like, I was voice noting my friend about it earlier on, and I said to her, I was like, Johnny is perfect for Shannon, and he's so sweet, and he's exactly what Shannon needs. Joey is so heartbreaking. His story is devastating. Like, you see and understand why Aoife roots for Joey, because you see the good in him that she sees. But Gibbsy, to me, is like, I said to her, I was like, he's the boy that I would have fancied at school. I had the revelation of, like, he's my fiance. He is literally my fiance. My fiance is like so friendly and immediately like best friends with people that he meets, and is just like that person that everybody's like, oh, every time I see him he's always smiling, and like his favorite thing to do is make inappropriate jokes, so people go, oh my god, you can't say that. And that is Gibbsy. That is just like making me even more upset about it all. Because the whole time I'm just gonna be thinking about that, about how he's like my Kieran, but he's not, but he is. You know? I hate having these type of revelations because I hurt my own feelings. I wasn't filming that whole time. I turned the noise off of the camera because it was really annoying, and every time you press record and every time you stopped recording, it made this little jingle, and it was pissing me off. And now I've done it, and do you know the amount of times where I've thought I was recording and it's not? The plan today is have breakfast. I'm doing that right now. Do the dishes because I have some dishes to do that I've not done yet. Whoops. Do the dishes and then go to work, do nails, come home, read. I read a couple of chapters last night in bed, so I'm over the 100-page mark. I think I've already said that. And just how much he's in love with Claire hurts my feelings. He's like too much of a joker, so she thinks he's kidding. It was literally me and my, well, now like fiance, but that was literally us when we got together. Was he would say I love you in a jokey way, and I never knew what that meant. I thought he was kidding. Turns out he wasn't kidding. So here we are, 11 years later. I've been at work. I did not do the dishes before I went, so, well, I did some, but not all of them. So I'm gonna finish the dishes now and then have my lunch. We are gonna carry on with Taming 7 because it is all that's consuming my brain right now. Literally sorry, the kettle's on, but literally all I have done the whole time reading Taming 7 is go because of the way that Claire and Gibbsy so clearly love one another. It's painful. Once again, the washing machine is on, so I do apologise for the noise. I managed to get a big chunk read last night. I'm on 387, so I've got this much left. And I'm going to get it done today. Don't even ask me about my hair, by the way. Don't even ask me. It's hair wash day today, but I don't know whether to just like wash it tonight, try and savour it. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, so I'm going to try and finish it because I don't have that much left. This is so short compared to her other ones. It's like 400 pages shorter than the last one that I read. So, you know, this feels like nothing. So I'm going to finish up reading this, and then I need to go through all of the books and write my breakdown for my Plot Girly Club video, which nobody saw the last one, so do you know what? Consistency regardless of results. That's what we're going for. I'm having fun, I'm enjoying it, so like who really cares if nobody sees it? Do you know what I mean? What we're doing today, and then at about 2 o'clock I'm going round to my friend's for Sunday dinner because it was Sunday lunch, because she's making Sunday lunch, and I'm home alone because Kieran left me for the weekend. go and watch Scotland lose at the rugby, I'm also learning Scottish Gaelic on Duolingo. Watches Kneecap's film once, is attempting to learn her country's indigenous language. Seems about right for me. So that's the new hyperfixation of the week, is Duolingo and trying to learn Scottish Gaelic. And something that I found really cute was the fact that to say goodbye in Scottish, it is cheery. And here we say like cheerio, cheery bye. And I just thought that was really, really cute. I finished last night and I was a broken woman. I think I finished it at around like 10 to 11 last night. It's currently 1:30 in the afternoon the next day. And I'm still like so shocked. I didn't see it coming. I knew that there was a lot more going on than what sort of met the eye, but I didn't expect that. I knew that I was going to love this book. I knew that Gibbsy was going to have my heart. I mean, it was 5 stars. It was absolutely 5 stars. I think we're going to have to get into spoiler time because I can't describe how I feel and what I thought about the book without talking about what happened. So this is your warning. It's spoiler time. The whole scenario around Lizzie, I found Lizzie insufferable. And I completely understand. Like, I'm 30, right? And these are 17, 18-year-old kids. That 17 was when I lost my mum. So I know how hurt and how you are, especially at that age when you're still trying to figure out who you are, and then all of a sudden like this person who's like so integral to your life is taken away. I understand how hurt you are, and I understand how it's so easy to put the blame on other people and to not be rational about how you feel. But I found the way that Lizzie treated Gibbsy, I didn't understand how people were just like, that's fine that she's treating him like that. It really upset me, but that's my love for Gibbsy. And then to find out that it wasn't because Mark had hurt Kiva, it was because Mark had hurt Gibbsy. Oh my god, that whole essay, like ongoing essay situation, made me feel sick to the pit of my stomach. And just like, especially the way that Claire came out with it, I do understand that she was angry and I can't imagine getting that information. But at the same time, like, right up until it happened and it came out, I was just like, this is not your secret to tell. This is not your secret to tell. Like, I understand that it's hurtful and I understand why she's upset, but I don't understand why the big blown up reaction of like, I need to tell someone, I need to, like, cool it. Like, cool your fucking jets. Like, it is not up to you to tell anyone. And that really upset me. And it upset me that it came out in hurt as well. Like, it upset me it came out in anger. Again, it wasn't her place to tell anyone. And to use it in an argument against Lizzie really, really annoyed me. Like, I was physically annoyed. I could feel my blood bubbling under my skin. And again, like, they're teenagers and I do get it, but from like my point of view as a 30-year-old woman, I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you need to calm down a lot. I guess this is the wrap up of the whole series. I really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole thing. I enjoyed Johnny and Shannon's story. I thought that they were very sweet, and I loved how he constantly was just like trying to look after her. I loved Joey and Ava's story. I think it was so interesting, and just like her love for him was amazing. And, you know, the fact that she actively made him feel wanted and made him feel needed, and, you know, like he was important, was so lovely. And because I think when you're, I wish I could say that this is speaking from experience, but this just comes from like general life experience rather than my personal experience. But loving somebody through addiction is like one of the hardest things you could possibly do. And it's, like I could understand why everybody was telling Aoife, like, cut your losses. Like, you need to protect yourself. You need to protect this baby. You need to think of yourself and not think of him and not put him first. And it was so, like, I just felt like I was being pulled in every single direction, because I could 100% understand where the adults were coming from, except Darren, because fuck Darren. But like, I could understand where Aoife's parents were coming from, and I could understand why they were so upset and didn't understand why she was clinging on to him with all of her strength. But then you could also understand why Aoife was doing that. I found it very conflicting the whole time through their story. With Gibbsy and Claire, they just were... I could understand why Gibbsy didn't want to, like, bog Claire down with being in a relationship so young and everything. And I could also understand why Claire thought that he was just all words and he didn't really mean it. But the whole time I was just screaming, like, for fuck's sake, just be together. It was infuriating sometimes. But I did love, it was still 5 stars. I genuinely feel guilt about the ratings of these books, because they're so, what happens in them is so horrific. And like with the abuse with Shannon's parents, and then like Joey's drug addiction, there being a baby thrown in the mix, and then obviously you have like Claire and Gibbsy and their whole like them fighting this battle with a friend who thinks one thing happened and another thing happened. And there's a lot of triggers in these books, a lot of triggers in them. And I feel weird saying like, yeah, it's 5 stars. It absolutely ripped my whole entire heart out, and it made me feel like I would never be happy again. And then I'm like, 5 stars. Like, am I insane? I'm guessing that there's going to be another Gibbsy book, because they're going in 2s. But then I've also heard that there's like Claiming 10. Is it Claiming 10 that they're calling it for Hughie? So I don't know what's like going to come out next, or if we'll get a bit of Gibbsy and Claire in Hughie's book. I'm not sure. But yeah, I will read them when it comes around to it. But I don't think I would rush out to buy them straight away until I was like emotionally and mentally ready. If you have any other series that you want to see me do a read through of, I really doubt that anybody's watched this far into the video, because who am I, but if there's any other series that you think that I should do a read through of for my channel, then just let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'm having so much fun making these little videos and posting them. Even if like one person sees it, I'm just, like, so what? It's fun. I'm having a grand old time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.